Hi everyone, welcome to Beyond the Evidence. This is the channel where justice matters. My name is Marv. I am a true crime fanatic, and I love to dig deeper into the mysteries of unsolved cases. Join me as we search for missing persons, uncover the clues in unsolved murders, follow along with jury trials, and we'll be a voice for the voiceless. I'll share with you the facts, the theories, the clues, the evidence, and the controversies that surround these cases. This is Beyond the Evidence. Hello everyone, how are you? Gonna try to get in the light here so everyone can see me. How are you? I'm so sorry about yesterday. The internet was not working properly. And then today I tried to go live and I got some message from YouTube stating resources are low. Try again in 30 to 60 seconds. I'm telling you, it's been a week. Today's Thursday, I'm glad. Tomorrow's Friday, and we'll have the weekend. Down Under with Love says, please drop your DNA on that like button on your way in and show your support and help this marvelous community grow. And that's exactly what our community is. It's marvelous. Hello, Yvonne. How you doing? Good to see you here. Elandra says, hello, Marv and everyone in chat. Misty Free Spirit says, hello. Good to see you here. There's Andrea, my other moderator besides Down Under with Love. She says, hey. So, I was going to do the two Athenas this week. Well, with that happening, I'm going to have to do Athena Strand today and go back and do Athena Brownfield on Saturday. So we're going to get a weekend live stream out of me too. Some of my pictures for Athena are working. Some of them aren't. So you'll get a glimpse of the ones that are working and a glimpse of, I'm going to share my screen here. There's no sound to it, but at least this way, y'all can see the pictures I have on my script that I was trying to put in StreamYard to show you all. So we're doing this story. We're kicking off our recaps, okay? And some of these stories I've done on my channel before. Some of them I haven't. Some of them are going to be new. Plus, I have individuals sending me new cases all the time. I actually have somebody that's going to help me do research on them. So we should be able to get them out there fairly quickly. And I'm going to do Tabitha, start up with Tabitha again, and do updates on Delphi probably once a week. And just get out as many stories as I can. So let's start out with Athena Strand. Now, we're diving into this heartbreaking case that shook the small town of Paradise, Texas. This is the story of Athena Strand. Athena was 7 years old from Paradise, Texas, and she was tragically kidnapped and unalived on November 30th, 2022. By looking at these pictures, I'm sure this will jog your memory as to who this little girl was. Okay. Beautiful little girl. And as I go into the story, I'm sure more of the facts will jog your memory because this happened, like I said, in November, just before Christmas. Um, and it's just a sad, sad story. Didn't have to happen at all. So, Athena was born on May 23rd, 2015, in Duncan, Oklahoma, to her mother, Madeline Presley Grady, or Gandy, and her father, Jacob Strand. Her parents had separated, and Madeline took custody of Athena after the separation. Athena was staying with her father and her stepmother in Texas before she was to be returned to her mom in Oklahoma around Christmas. Madeline's been very vocal on the disappearance and murder of Athena. Jacob was involved in the search for Athena, but he's really come out after the fact and has been part of subsequent legal actions following this tragic event, lawsuits, that type of thing. And we have a picture of the three of them. So Jacob, Athena, and Madeline. Athena has been remembered by those who know her as a strong willed, stubborn, competitive, adventurous, kind, and brave little girl. She believed strangers were friends she hadn't made yet. Some of her favorite things were ice cream, baby dolls, and animals. Athena had a quirky personality that could make people laugh with her silly antics. She loved jewelry and all things shiny, and her favorite fast food, along with thousands, if not millions, of other children, was McDonald's. Her mother said that if she were allowed to eat McDonald's, she would eat it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And she would eat it every single day. I'm sure a lot of people out there that are parents can agree with that. Their kids would eat chicken nuggets and hamburgers and stuff all day long if we let them. Athena was described as a girly girl, as you can tell in a lot of her pictures. And I'll show you some of the other pictures I have of her. She was a girly girl. She loved to dress up. She loved to have bows in her hair. And the one main thing that we know is that this little girl didn't run away because she was afraid of the dark. And so she would never have fled her father's house as it was getting dark out. And she was afraid of the dark. Madeline Grady expressed profound grief over the loss of her daughter, referring to Athena as perfect and too beautiful. Now I'm going to make this one bigger. So here's another picture of Athena with her Barbie doll. And one more picture of her here in my timeline. And I do have both of these in StreamYard so I can make them a little bit bigger. So the timeline of events went as November 30th, 2022. Athena is reported missing from her father's home in Paradise, Texas. A FedEx package, which was Athena's Christmas present, a Barbie doll, was delivered to the Strand home around the time Athena went missing. So we know that December 2nd, a few days later in 2002, her precious little body was found And the FedEx driver, Tanner Hornan, is arrested. February 16, 2023, Tanner Horton is indicted by Wise County Grand Jury on charges of capital murder and aggravated kidnapping. So how did this all come about? Well, as we said, she had gotten into an argument with her stepmother and went outside. Stepmother couldn't find her. They reported her missing on the evening of November 30th, 2022, after having an argument with the stepmom and going outside. A search for her began immediately, and the community came out, and everybody was searching for this little girl. We know that she was wearing a gray-black long-sleeve shirt, blue jeans with flowers on the front pockets, and brown boots. Athena had pierced ears, but she was not wearing earrings at the time. And it was reported that she had 2 red birthmarks on her lower back. So law enforcement believed that Athena's safety and health were in danger, and an extensive search was conducted to find her. Unfortunately, as we know, her disappearance led to a heartbreaking resolution when her body was found and a suspect was taken into custody. After Athena's disappearance, the police and community started searching for her. Law enforcement were able to determine that the FedEx driver, Tanner Hornan, was at Athena Strand's house through a combination of investigative efforts. A package had been delivered to the house around the time Athena went missing. In an affidavit, police stated they contacted the contracting company FedEx used to find out who made that delivery and which van was used. Then they went looking for that van. Let's see here. No. There we go. They went looking for the van and found it. Inside that FedEx truck, there was surveillance footage. And police were able to obtain that footage. That footage showed Horner taking Athena into the FedEx vehicle. Now, this evidence was crucial in linking Horner to her disappearance and unaliving. And this is just a picture of them stopping that FedEx truck. Now, this is Tanner Hornan, the FedEx driver. Eventually, he confessed that he accidentally hit Athena while he was backing up in the driveway after delivering the package. He said that she wasn't seriously hurt, but he freaked out and panicked and took her inside the FedEx van and drove off with her. And then that's where the story gets worse. He then strangled her because he feared she would tell her father that he hit her with the FedEx truck. And apparently little Athena told him this. I'm going to tell my dad on you. You hit me with your truck. So this big grown adult man is so scared by this little girl stating, I'm gonna tell my daddy and you're gonna be in trouble. And instead, he strangled her and ended her life. so sad. Absolutely heartbreaking. Something I just read has changed my whole view on this one. Yep. Yvonne says, so pretty. Melissa said, never heard this one, or never heard this girl. Yeah. She was a typical kid, exactly. I'm just reading through comments here. Everybody's saying hello to her. Yvonne says, I remember this one. Yep. Yeah, talk about dumb criminals. Yep, I'll be talking about that in a minute, Down Under. Yeah, it's so messed up. Okay, so I can see this happening in real life, you guys. I can absolutely see this happening. She's small. He doesn't see her. He hits her, backing up. But you don't go and put her in your truck and drive off with her just because you hit her. She was fine. She had a few scratches on her. That was it. That was it. What in the world would make you take this little girl in your truck? Walk up to the front door and say, is this your daughter? I found her outside. I accidentally backed up and hit her with my FedEx truck. She seems to be okay, though, except for a couple of scratches. That's all you got to do. No big deal. But instead, he grabs her and puts her in the van and drives off with her and ends up strangling her. That whole story does not make sense. So, unfortunately, Athena's body was found on December 2nd along the Trinity River near the town of Boyd, which is approximately 9 miles away from her home. Sad. So sad. Now, the confession and evidence gathered was crucial in locating her and bringing new charges against Horner. But before we talk about that, I want to just tell you about the evidence in the case. So, we have digital evidence. Investigators use digital footprints such as cell phone data, GPS tracking information from vehicles to piece together the sequence of events leading to Athena's abduction. Surveillance footage from the delivery van showed him taking her and putting her into the vehicle. Then we have a confession. He confessed to investigators he accidentally hit her and in a panic abducted her and later admitted to strangling her. The autopsy report indicated that Athena had blunt force injuries to her head and neck and evidence of smothering and strangulation. And the manner of death was listed as homicide. So, I guess the blunt force trauma could have been from him hitting her and not realizing she had that. And she could have had, I guess, depending on where he hit her with the truck, with her height and the bumper being so far off the ground, she could have had head and neck injuries from that instance when he hit her. But they also said that there was evidence of smothering and strangulation, which we know he admitted to. So these were the pieces of evidence that were crucial in charging him with aggravated kidnapping and murder. So it also said in a side note, I did find a side note that said the autopsy report for Athena revealed that her cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head and strangulation. So, does that mean he could have hit her in the head in the back of that FedEx truck and then strangled her? Absolutely possible. Absolutely. What are the details on Tanner Horner? Well, he had no prior criminal record, according to reports. He does not appear to have any record in Tarrant or Wise counties. And they said that due to this, it made this even more shocking that he would unalive her when he didn't have a criminal record. Now, he did have some Facebook and Instagram posts. He described himself as a aspie, a metalhead, and a musician. He posted pictures of himself holding a small baby on both Facebook and Instagram. His posts also include references to being autistic and having a non-neurotypical perspective. I'm not sure what that means. Does that mean he wasn't all there upstairs? And that's why he acted the way he did? Now, things couldn't get any worse for him. After his arrest, details from 2019 resurfaced, where a woman accused Horner of being a rapist. And I said rapist because YouTube doesn't like the word that I'm trying to say, but I'm sure you all get what I mean. Another woman also accused him of ape, put an R in front of it, you know what it is, 8 years prior when she was 16, and he would have been around 23. These allegations have not been independently verified, but they did add to the complexity of his background. And it does say that even though he confessed to kidnapping and unaliving, his motives have not been publicly disclosed by law enforcement. So, it's a weird case, you guys. He out of the blue, he does this to this little girl, and then his name is plastered all over the news, the television, the internet, and two women come forward and accuse him of you know what. So he was charged with 3 counts of sexual assault on a child, which were filed in December of 2022. Additionally, there have been allegations from years prior. These have been the allegations from years prior. In 2019, a woman accused him of abuse in a Facebook post, and another one claimed he abused her 8 years earlier when she was 16, and he would have been 23. So, what kind of things did FedEx say? Because this guy worked for one of their affiliates. FedEx released a statement regarding the Athena Strand case. They expressed their shock and sorrow at the reports surrounding the tragic event. FedEx stated, first and foremost, our thoughts are with the family during this most difficult time, and we continue to cooperate fully with the investigating authorities. That statement was made on December 9th. Here's a picture of them out searching for her. Her mother, Madeline Gandy, wrote on Facebook that Strand was innocent, beautiful, kind, intelligent, and just the brightest, happiest soul you ever would meet, and was killed by a sick, cruel monster for absolutely no reason. Family members of Athena have made several heartfelt statements following her tragic passing. Her mother, in a deeply emotional Facebook post, expressed her sorrow, writing, "Her name is Athena Presley Monroe Strand. She was perfect from her creation. She was born perfect and too beautiful." And continued, "Daddy and Mommy were scared of how beautiful she has always been, and we felt like we failed you," indicating the profound grief and sense of loss felt by the parents. She also spoke publicly, expressing her gratitude for the community's support and sharing her anguish over the first she will have to experience without her daughter. She described the pain of not being able to see Athena grow up and the impact of her loss on Athena's younger sisters. Her grandfather made a statement and shared his feelings on social media, stating that he forgave the FedEx driver accused of her kidnapping and murder, but also said that he would like 5 minutes alone with him. Let's see here. He expressed a desire for justice and reflected on the need for forgiveness despite the immense pain the family is enduring. So, the tragic discovery of Athena's remains brought the search for the missing 7-year-old to an end, and it deeply affected this community with the loss of a young life. In response, this community rose. They've done things for her in her memory and in the hopes of protecting other children. Pink was Athena's favorite color. It became a symbol of remembrance and support. Residents draped their trees, their streets, and themselves in pink to honor Athena and support her family. They held vigils at the Wise County Courthouse and local churches with thousands of people expected to attend. And they did. They attended these vigils and they mourned this little girl and remembered her life. Residents of the community also expressed their commitment to supporting each other and Athena's family during this difficult time. The outpouring of support from both the local community and people from all over was a source of strength for many. The community's actions reflected their collective heartache and their determination to stand together in the face of such a tragedy. And once again, you can see that by these pictures with all these people there wearing pink to support this little girl and her family. So, as I said, ways that they have honored her is the schools, the community, they all came together and wore pink, her favorite color, and that's become a symbol of hope and remembrance for them. Balloons, t-shirts, banners, and holiday decorations adorned in pink have been displayed throughout the community. The color pink serves as a powerful reminder of Athena's life and the impact she had on those around her. In addition to that, they have biker rides in her honor. Hundreds of bikers from across North Texas participated in a ride while wearing pink to honor Athena and raise money for her family. Supporters lined the roadway and students dressed in her favorite color. The ride started in Argyle and ended at the elementary school Athena attended. It was organized by Francis Chamberlain, who expressed respect for Athena and the need to support those in trouble. Now, we always hear bad things about biker clubs, right? Well, they also do a lot of good things. And this is one of the things that they do. They have these rides. We've seen it in this case, we've seen it in the Delphi case, we've seen it in other cases where a bad group is going to come and try to disturb a funeral, and the bikers come in and stop them and put a barrier up so that those bad people can't get anywhere near that funeral. So they do a lot of good, and they do a lot for these kids. Mattel, the toy company, donated 2,000 Barbie dolls to Cook Children's Medical Center in Fort Worth in Athena's honor. Her mother, Madeline, suggested this location for the donations. The gesture reflects the community's desire to keep Athena's memory alive and help bring comfort to other children. People rallied around Athena's family, showing they are not forgotten and that her name will always be remembered. The Cottondale Volunteer Fire Department even changed its outdoor lighting to pink and added pink Christmas lights over the station front doors. And I actually have a bigger image of this. For some of the things that they've done. A pink cross topped with the princess tiara stands at the site where Athena's body was found near Country Road 4668 near Boyd. It's surrounded by Barbie dolls and stuffed animals, serving as a poignant memorial to the young girl. Through these heartfelt gestures, the community ensures that Athena Strand's light continues to shine brightly in their hearts and minds, even after her passing. And I'm going to stop this one and show this one again, because I want you to see these pictures. You see the two crosses, all the teddy bears, the balloons, stuffed animals, everything that they laid out for her. So there are some videos that have been put out on YouTube. I'm going to throw these links in the description right after this. You're more than welcome to go and look at them and watch them. One is family, friends to say final goodbyes to Athena Strand at her funeral. One is her mother shares the gift the FedEx driver delivered. And then the third is Athena Strand's mother speaks about her daughter's abduction and unaliving. But there's many, many more videos out there that you could watch. So her mom has become a real big activist. She talks. She's been talking. She's done interviews. And there's some great things that have come out of this case. I want you to all know that. But before we get there, in the Athena Strand case, a Wise County judge made the rare decision to seal the arrest affidavit for Tanner Horner. This action was taken to give Athena's family and the community time to process her death. The sealed documents included the arrest affidavit, which typically contains details of the allegations against the accused and the evidence gathered by law enforcement that led to the arrest. Sealing such documents is not a common practice and indicates the sensitive nature of the case and the impact it had on the local community. The arrest affidavit for Tanner Horner has been unsealed. It details how police believe Horner abducted and unalived 7-year-old Athena, and it includes information about the FedEx package delivery, the surveillance footage, and his confession to investigators. The unsealing of the affidavit has provided the public with a clear understanding of the events leading to her tragic death. So what did this document provide? Basically what I've been saying all along. He delivered a package, a Barbie doll, to her dad's home where he accidentally hit her with his truck as he was backing out of the driveway. He told investigators she was not seriously injured after being struck, but he panicked and took her. Video from inside the truck showed him taking Athena and putting her in there. And she even told him her name. Fearing that Athena would tell her father about being hit by the truck, Horner attempted to kill her by breaking her neck. When he was unable to do so, he strangled her with his bare hands in the back of the FedEx truck. He then dumped her body into a body of water and later led investigators to that location. So the injuries to her neck that I was talking about earlier was because he tried to break her neck. And when that didn't succeed, he strangled her. These details were crucial in charging Horner with capital murder and aggravating kidnapping. The affidavit also mentioned that Horner confessed multiple times to strangling Athena because she was going to tell her father about being hit by the FedEx truck he was driving. So that was the motive of why he did what he did. Once again, her mother made a statement. Her name is Athena Presley Monroe Strand. She was perfect from her creation. She was born perfect and too beautiful. Daddy and Mommy were scared of how beautiful she has always been, and we feel like we failed you. No one deserves what happened to you, but especially you. I love you, and love doesn't even cover it. Mommy is broken without you. Another picture of her smiling face. So this is a tragic, tragic story of why an innocent little girl had to die. I mean, he hits her with the truck, he panics, abducts her, and then tries to break her neck and then ends up suffocating her after she tells him she's going to tell her daddy and he's scared of her telling her dad. I mean, I know that's what's being said, but it almost sounds like there's more to it. So, what exactly is he being charged with? Once again, capital murder um, for the kidnapping and killing, aggravated kidnapping, sexual assault of a child. In addition to the charges above, Horner also faces 3 counts of sexual assault on a child. These charges are separate from the Athena Strand case and are based on a 2013 incident. Several lawsuits have been filed. Athena's dad and mother have done wrongful death and negligent lawsuits against FedEx and Big Top Spin. That is the third party company that FedEx works with to get these delivered under the FedEx name. Her mother filed a court intervention in an existing lawsuit against Tanner Horner, the FedEx contract driver who allegedly kidnapped and murdered Athena. The lawsuit alleges that FedEx and Big Top Spin should be held liable for neglect or negligent hiring practices and inadequate background checks that allowed Horner to strangle Athena after delivering a package containing a Barbie doll. Lawsuits by Athena's father against FedEx and Dallas contractor. And Dallas is the based contractor that hired Horner. Those lawsuits seek justice and accountability for the tragic loss of Athena's life. The good thing that has come out of this case is this. Athena's Alert legislation. So in response to her case, Texas passed the Athena Alert bill, which enables missing or abducted children alerts to be issued more easily within a 100-mile radius of their last known location. Unlike the Amber Alert, the Athena Alert can go out as soon as a child is known to be missing without requiring confirmation of abduction by law enforcement. That's huge. Because a lot of the Amber Alerts, law enforcement has to confirm that there was an abduction before a Amber Alert can go out. Athena's law says not anymore. Just put it out there. This bill aims to improve response times and potentially save lives in similar situations. These legal actions reflect the community's determination to seek justice for Athena and prevent such tragedies in the future. Athena's Law, formerly known as Athena's Alert, is a legislative measure passed in Texas in response to the tragic case of 7-year-old Athena Strand. Purpose: the law aims to close the gap between the time a child goes missing and when a statewide Amber Alert can be issued. It allows local law enforcement to quickly issue a regional alert for a missing child without needing to confirm an abduction. The alert can be distributed within a 100-mile radius and to adjacent counties from where the child is reported missing. The use of Amber Alert system: the alerts will be sent under the existing Amber Alert system to expedite the notification process. The bill, House Bill 3556, was authored by State Representative Lynn Stuckey and passed by the Texas House of Representatives on May 9, 2023. It was then sponsored in the Texas Senate by State Senate Tan Parker and passed on May 25, 2023. Governor's approval: he signed it. The bill was sent to him, and he did sign it. The law is named in honor of Athena Strand. It is intended to enhance the safety of children by enabling a faster response in cases of missing children. Now, this can work hand in hand with the Amber Alert. So I'm hoping that a lot more states will adopt something like this. The Athena's bill says, okay, within 100 miles and 2 adjacent counties, absolutely put it out. We don't know if she's been kidnapped or not, but put it out. Well, then, once law enforcement does their investigation, finds out it was a kidnapping, then an Amber Alert can go out, and it can go out all over. But at least in those crucial first moments, something goes out immediately in that vicinity and in that area within 100 miles. That's big. That is huge in these cases. Look at her. She's so precious. So beautiful. And this bill is to help with all these children that are reported missing. And it's a way of honoring her and expediting the process. And it engages the community more rapidly in search efforts. Not just the immediate community, but 100 miles around them. It represents a significant step forward in child safety and protection in Texas. So we have another memorial here for her. So the potential penalty for a conviction of capital murder is either life imprisonment without the possibility of parole, or they do have the death penalty in Texas. The specific sentence is determined based on the decision of a jury after a separate sentencing proceeding where they consider various factors and evidence presented during the trial. If the prosecutor does not seek the death penalty, the judge must sentence the person to life in prison without parole. There is no with or without parole. It's automatically life in prison without parole. This applies to all capital murder cases, including those involving the murder of a children under 10 years of age, which is the charge Tanner Horner is facing. So what about hearings? Well, he had an arraignment hearing on March 6, 2023. He pled not guilty to the capital murder charge during his arraignment. His attorneys waived arraignment and entered the plea on his behalf. Horner said nothing at the hearing. Athena's mother was present in the courtroom for the first time since the incident. So that was the first time she got a look at this guy. The courtroom was filled with law enforcement officials showing support for the victim's family. That is another thing I would like to see more and more police and law enforcement do. Hearing for jail transfer. So on January 3rd, 2024, a hearing was held where Horner's defense attorney sought a judge's order to move him to the Tarrant County Jail. The request was part of a pre-trial proceedings as Horner is facing a potential death penalty. So late 2023, the case experienced a pause, and during a hearing, Horner spoke in court for the first time, requesting the public defender's office to continue representing him. This delay is likely to push the trial date into mid-2024 at the earliest. So the case is still ongoing. The hearings have been crucial for both the prosecution and the defense to prepare for the upcoming trial. Just so you know, the court denied his request for a jail transfer, despite his attorneys seeking to move him from Wise County Jail to Tarrant County Jail. They were citing concerns about his mental health and inadequate treatment in Wise County. Reason for transfer request: after Horner's suicide attempt in May, he was placed in the booking area of the Wise County Jail, where he has remained since then. Autism spectrum disorder. He was previously diagnosed with autism spectrum disorder, and the conditions in the booking area, substantial noise, frequent traffic, inconsistent access to showers, and limited communication methods, have aggravated his mental health. Well, doesn't that happen for each and every single one of them that are in jail? His attorney argued that without changes, Horner's mental health could deteriorate to the point of incompetency. I'm sure he'll get through it. The judge did not immediately grant the transfer. Instead, the judge suggested resolving the issues with the sheriff's office before making any directive regarding the transfer. So, in summary, the court has not approved the transfer at this time, and Horner remains in the Wise County Jail while the situation is being evaluated. So right now, there is no specific date for his next court hearing or trial. He did speak in court for the first time, and the delay is so mid-2024 at the earliest. So we're looking what? June, July, August? Maybe. If it even happens this year. So what a crazy, crazy story that never even had to happen in the first place. You have a beautiful little girl full of life, and like I said before, he hits her with the truck or the van and doesn't hurt her seriously as far as he can see, right? It isn't until she says she's going to tell her dad on him that he panics and tries to break her neck and then strangles her. I don't have any news of if they'll live stream it or have cameras. But I would hope so. I think all of these trials, now that we have the technology, there shouldn't be a choice. All of these trials should be televised and have cameras in them. It's just the way it is. If you live there, you have every right to go there and sit there during the trial. Well, a lot of these stories are making national news now, and people want to know what's happening with them. So since we have the ability and the technology to put cameras in the courtrooms, they should be there for every case, every hearing, to show transparency. It shouldn't be up to the judge. That sounds like a torture rather than a scared freak. Yeah, I agree. I agree. But as soon as I hear any more updates, this case has been slow all this time. And that's why I haven't given any updates. I finally had enough information and material to give you an update as to what happens. But as soon as I hear of another hearing or the trial starting, I will definitely let you all know, because this is a story that I do want to continue following up on. So, what happens the rest of this week? Well, tomorrow is Friday Fun Night. I'm going to do Athena Brownfield on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I will plan next week's lives out. Do you mean the Micah Miller case? Is that the wife of the pastor, Yvonne? Okay. I originally was not going to do her story because a few days after that happened, it sounded clear cut. But as we know, these stories are getting out of hand and all the drama that goes with them. So yes, I will be covering Micah Miller's case. And I'm also going to do Sebastian Rogers. Amongst a host of all other cases, I have a list. I do have an individual that said that they would help me do research and write a script. So I'm going to take them up on it and have them help me with my list so that we can get these stories out more quickly. Oh, Landra, are you going to do an update on them? Yes, I am. Because that is one of the cases that has a lot of drama in it. So yes, I will be doing Sebastian Rogers. Thank you so much for your super sticker and your question. I appreciate it. So we're back tomorrow night at 6:30 with a fun night. In the beginning, I'll give us 10-15 minutes to talk true crime, and then we're going to get silly and just have a good time and talk about anything but true crime. So join me tomorrow night for a fun night. And Saturday, I will make a new stream for Athena Brownfield. It'll be in the afternoon. I will put it on the community page, and in the Facebook group and on Discord so everybody knows when that's going to be. Thank you all for joining me and remembering this precious little girl. Tonight, we remember Athena Strand and her short life that was taken way too soon. Remember to subscribe to Beyond the Evidence for more true crime content, and let's keep seeking justice together because, as you all know, justice matters. Thank you and have a good night. Bye.